What is guilty pleasure and what are its consequences? Do you find yourself watching a TV show or perhaps eating a certain type of food that initially gives you pleasure, but then those feelings turn to guilt? Guilty pleasure refers to feeling guilty after enjoying any activity that one should not be enjoying, either because of personal norms or social expectations. An initial theory explaining guilty pleasure was explored in the early 1920s by Dr. Sigmund Freud, who developed the term psychodynamics, which refers to the inner conflicts of views or emotions within the self. As conflict is unconscious, the theory focuses on the repressed behavior or emotions that surface into the consciousness. Another more modern explanation behind guilty pleasure is meta-emotions, which are the emotions that occur in response to an initial primary emotion. Individuals often feel these mixed emotions during events that have both agreeable and disagreeable properties, such as the pursuit of one goal at the expense of another. So perhaps you're wondering, why would people indulge in a guilty pleasure if the short-term gain is outweighed by a guilty conscience? Studies have shown there is a direct subconscious link between guilt and pleasure. In fact, some guilty feelings can even influence people towards their vice rather than away from it. For example, results from a primed group of smokers indicated exposure to photographs with no smoking signs boosted their implicit motivation to smoke. So what are the consequences behind guilty pleasure? An individual may experience the what the hell effect, which refers to a willpower challenge cycle. Giving in creates guilty feelings that motivate the need for comfort. The easiest, fastest way to feel better is to do the same activity which caused those guilty feelings, and without intervention, the cycle doesn't stop. Alternatively, the individual may become addicted by indulging in behaviors that evoke short-term benefits such as pleasure but impact the individual with numerous negative long-term costs. At this point, you may want to know if you can overcome a guilty pleasure. It depends on the investment and infatuation with the guilty pleasure. The feelings of guilt may simply need to dissipate as the action being viewed as a mistake can no longer be corrected and should rather be embraced with self-reflection. But if the individual lacks willpower and the guilt stems from an action which causes some form of harm to themselves or to others, then perhaps the guilty pleasure is not to blame, rather the need for intervention. I hope you learned something new today, and if you're looking for some more information, you can click on the link in the description below to check out the Wikiversity page dedicated to this topic. Thank you!